Hi, welcome back. Kenji the Tile Guy here. 20 years experience in residential tile grout cleaning, repair, restoration services. That's what I do because I'm Kenji the Tile Guy. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of cleaning of the kitchen counter grout. And we're going to apply some grout colorant to freshen it up a bit because sanded grout after a certain point does not come clean. It tends to stain if it wasn't sealed well to begin with. And how do you get it back to being clean? Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. Thank you, Eric Schumacher, for bringing up that suggestion, and also the suggestion about having a banner behind me during the show. So there you go, Eric. I hope you're pleased with that. That would be my banner. So I do appreciate suggestions, and if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the spaces below, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook, and I'd be glad to answer them. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to give. I'm here to help, for gosh sakes. So, okay, we're going to start it out. Let's see. I see a lot of, I have 2 kids and a dog and a cat and a wife, and there's a lot of dirt and grime in this here grout. I see some, some strawberry milk, some Skittles, some turkey gravy, some coffee, some balsamic vinegar. There's a whole plethora of things in this grout that we need to get up before we put down the grout colorant. So I like using the Aqua Mix products. I've been using them for years, probably over 10-15 years. I started out with them. I'm very pleased with the Aqua Mix products. Aqua Mix. So to start out with, to clean, we're going to use the heavy-duty tile and grout cleaner made by Aqua Mix, and it's a fabulous degreaser. It's an alkaline cleaner, so it's a degreaser. It takes up soap scum, it strips wax and floor finishes, that sort of thing. So we're going to start out with that. So you need some kind of degreaser, some kind of cleaner. All right. You're going to need your grout colorant. You're going to need a palette to put the colorant on, a toothbrush. You're going to need the solution mixed with hot water, and I usually go for 1 part solution, 3 parts hot water, unless it's very dirty, and then I'm going for 1 part solution, 3 parts, or 2 parts water. Got it? We need a nice hydro sponge, which makes it easy for cleanup and to bring the dirt and the soap, everything up out of the grout joints. I just brought two kinds of brushes to show you guys. This is a good one. They both are nylon bristle brushes. They're great for cleaning grout. For the extra heavy duty cleaning that needs to be done, we use an actual wire brush. Now, you got to be careful with the wire brush because if the tile is on the old side, which this is, it tends to leave little scratches or little black marks on the edges of the tile. If that happens, don't freak out. There's a way to clean those up, and that would be with the sand sponge that I showed, I believe, in episode 3, sand sponge. Good thing to have. And of course I have a couple towels to dry and to wipe up the color stain with. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm just going to dip my brush into the solution. I'm going to lay it out. Okay, I'm just going to do like a little 4 square area right here. So this stuff tends to work well if you spread it out and you let it sit for a few minutes, right? So let's pretend this has been sitting for maybe like 5 minutes. You do not want to let it dry. You want to keep it hydrated, keep it wet. It's like that. And it's already cleaning up pretty well, I must say. Okay, so then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to sponge. We're going to rinse and then sponge up again, right? Then we're going to take a towel. And I usually have a fan ready. What I'll do is I'll put a fan on it and let it dry. It has to be completely dry for the colorant to actually attach itself and stain and lock into the grout. Okay, it's called a stain because we're not actually painting over the grout. We want it to actually absorb into the grout so you still see the grains of sand. So it doesn't look like it's painted over. It looks like the natural color of the grout. So that's why it's an epoxy. It's epoxy colorant, but we kind of call it acts like a stain. Okay? So now, once this is dry, what we're going to do is we're going to pour a little bit of the colorant onto the palette or the can lid, we're going to dip the paintbrush into the colorant so you get a nice amount, not a whole lot, all right? And then I'm gently going to scrub down the grout joints. Now, I would recommend doing a little area at a time if you're not used to doing this. So I'm just going to do a couple here. And then if there's excess on the tile, I like to go side to side. So now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of spreading the colorant out so it's thinner and it'll be easier to wipe up. So I'm just going to go like this. Make sure it's on there nice and even. And the trick is to do it in even, thin coats. So at most you should have to do 2 coats unless you're going from a very light colored grout to dark colored colorant or vice versa. Then you might need to put 2 or 3 coats, but ideally light coats, right? So now that I'm going to let sit, depending on the weather. Like it's pretty warm here in Long Beach, California right now, so it's drying relatively quick. You want it to dry up to the point where it's locked into the grout. And now I can come back with a dry towel, if it's still or actually a damp towel, and I can take it off the tiles. I'm just going to very lightly take it off the tiles. And if some comes off, not a big deal. We just go back over it with the toothbrush, like that, and make sure it's nice and thin. And you just continue doing that method, this little area to the next little area, to the next little area, to the next little area, and it'll actually come out looking very nice. Now the grout colorant, you might ask, well, do you seal it after, Kenji the tile guy? And my response to that would be, you don't need to, because the grout colorant right here is a sealer, and it's considered a topical sealer. So it's a fantastic sealer, a fantastic way to freshen up your grout, and it's a great product. You can't get Aqua Mix at Home Depot or Lowe's. You have to go to a tile store or special order it online. But the stuff at Home Depot is okay and would work for small areas. Now, grout coloring, they claim, can work on non-sanded grout as well, but in my experience, not so much. It really needs something that's absorbent to stick to, and I've tried to use it on non-sanded grout, and it just did not hold very well. Works great on sanded grout, big joints with sanded grout in them. Works fabulous. So that's it. That pretty much is it. And double check your work. Make sure there isn't any, if there is any leftover colorant on the tile, all you have to do is take a damp towel and go back over lightly onto the grout joints or onto the tile itself, and it will rehydrate and come right off the tile because it doesn't have anything to grab a hold of or absorb into. So if you have any questions, please leave them at the bottom. You can also email me at easily-tilerestoration@gmail.com if you have any questions. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you like what you're seeing, this is episode 4, please subscribe. And if you're watching it on Facebook, please share. Share it with a friend. Share it with a family member. I would greatly appreciate it. And I want you guys to have a great day. I have my coffee cup once again. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.